Hey guys, I just wanted to jump on here and tell you a little story about something that happened to me today. So, some of you may know that I'm training for a marathon. It's 5 weeks away, and anyone who's trained for a marathon knows these are the worst weeks because you up your miles every week, and it's just so hard on your body. So, it's really normal to have sore muscles, blisters on your feet. I know the drill because I've done it before. But this morning I had a different experience than I normally have on my long runs. I was supposed to run 14 miles and I went out and let me backtrack. My 8 and 10 and 12-mile runs, I was able to run with no aid. When I say aid, I mean like little goos. They're like basically sugar that you take to refuel your body with carbohydrates that you burn, and you're able to run long distances. So I, in the past, have taken those goos at like 4 miles, 8 miles, 12 miles, and I've been fine. And that's kind of how I've done it in the past. So last year, I actually went through a program where I became a fat burner. So I'm a lot more efficient at burning fat, and it's sort of like the ketogenic diet. I don't actually adhere to that diet specifically. I kind of have different views about nutrition, but that's for another video. So because I am more efficient at burning fat, I'm able to go longer without the need of aid. And my 12-mile run, totally fine. Did not need any aid. Finished it fine. It was hard, but I could do it. I could wing it. So today I'm running. It's a beautiful day in Utah. It's sunny. The snow is beautiful and everything's paved. The streets are dry, so I wasn't afraid of slipping. So I'm running. I'm having this great experience running, and I hit about 12 and a quarter miles. And suddenly my body started shutting down. I felt heavy. I felt my muscles were just like spasming, and I was like, "Oh, this is bad." And what the heck is wrong with me? Because what was I thinking going on a 14-mile run with no aid? Because I know better than that. And I thought I'd be fine because I was fine on the 12-mile run, but I guess I learned that's my threshold. I can't go over 12 miles with no aid. So luckily, the story ends pretty happily. I did make it home. I had to walk the last 3/4 of a mile, which I hate doing. And I hate that I set a goal to do 14 miles and I only ran 13 because I'm very like, gotta hit my goal, right? But my body was definitely shut down. So I had to honor my body. I had to stop. I had to walk. I made it home. My muscles were like so cramped. I took electrolytes right away, drank a ton of water, took an Advil. I feel a lot better now. But the coincidence of this experience is that I was listening to an ebook, an audiobook on self compassion. And it's called The Power of Self Compassion by Lori J. Cameron. It was free on Audible. I don't know if it's still free. It was one of those, they send me emails every once in a while saying, get your 2 free books. So I was like, oh, I'll get that one. So listening to this um, earlier in the run, I was running for like 2.5 hours. And she tells about a 3-step program. I mean, not program, a 3-step formula for exercising self-compassion on ourselves. And I want to share that with you, kind of using myself as an example. So, the number one thing you do when you are experiencing a great amount of pain, for me, it was physical pain. A lot of times, I think we experience more emotional pain in our lives than we do physical, at least in this way, because most normal people don't run 13 miles with not enough nutrition. Um, But so I just want you to know this works for emotional and physical pain. And to be honest, there was a lot of emotional pain because I was kind of beating myself up, calling myself an idiot. What the heck? Like, you know better than this, Melissa. Like, why were you so stupid? So, so the first step is just to be mindful. Because when we're in intense pain, our brain immediately says, I don't want to feel this. This is not okay. I don't want to be here. This is not right. Like, I've got to fix it, right? Well, in my experience, I couldn't fix the physical pain that was happening. It just was what it was. And so being mindful of your pain is trying to get out of your brain. Your brain's offering you all these really desperate, intense, dramatic thoughts about how awful it is. But just be a passenger. Be in the passenger seat. You know, your body's driving, your body knows what it's doing, it's experiencing pain, but be mindful that this is what's happening. It just is, okay? That's being mindful. Just knowing that this is your reality, this is what you're going through, and stop trying to resist that pain. The second part is common humanity. You are not alone. You are not the only one that suffers. When we're experiencing very bad pain, we feel very alone. We feel very trapped in our pain and in our head. But just having the awareness that other people are experiencing pain as we speak, as you're going through this painful experience, other people are experiencing pain in similar ways, right? And in very different ways. Other people are experiencing much worse pain than you. And it's not that they're better or you're better, it just is. Pain is a part of this human experience. It's part of why we're here. And if we didn't have that pain, we wouldn't know all the intense joy and wonderful feelings. So, knowing that pain is a part of why we're here is going to help you experience it, kind of hold space for the pain instead of, pushing it away and I don't want to feel this and going to blame and resentment. And, there's so many negative emotions that we feel on top of the negative emotion we're feeling, right? We've got like the base negative emotion. For me, it was physical pain, and I was feeling some guilt, maybe some shame for putting myself in that situation. But we add so much more pain when we don't take the step back, become mindful of the pain, and become mindful of the fact that pain is a part of this life. We are supposed to be experiencing pain, and you're not the only one that's experiencing pain. All right, the last example, the third one, is self-kindness. Be kind to yourself. I mentioned that the first thing I wanted to do was just rail myself, just beat myself up. Like, come on, Melissa, you're such an idiot. Why would you do this? Why would you be so stupid? I wouldn't talk to my friend like that. If my friend had a similar experience, I would be like, come on, you're so stupid, right? So think about how you would react if it was your child or your best friend going through that experience. For me, it was like the physical pain, but if it's like an emotional pain that they're going through, think of how you would support that person you love. You would put your arm around them, or whatever you would do personally. And how would you support them without judging them, first of all, and without trying to solve their problem? You don't need to solve their problem. You just need to be there for them. And in this case, we're talking about self-compassion and self-kindness. You need to be there for yourself. When you can learn to accept the fact that you're not perfect. That's a hard one for me. I'm very much a perfectionist. I like doing everything perfectly. And so when I have the opportunity to accept that I'm not perfect, you know? I do stupid things sometimes, like running too far with no aid, and I feel awful. But I still have my own back. I still love myself. And asking yourself the question, what do you need now? What can I do for you? Right? What can I do for me? How can I help myself? And so I did mention that I took electrolytes right away. I took an aspirin because I was in so much pain. But I really was just there for myself. I got my daughter to school, I put my baby to sleep, and I took an Epsom salt bath, and it felt really good. So I hope that those three things helped you. I'll review them. Be mindful of the pain. Think of the common humanity in your pain, and be kind. So I hope that helped you guys. And I'd love to engage with you if you have any questions on anything I taught. I'd love to hear them. And I'll catch you later.